Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gary back with another quick video. Today I will be installing on my drive shaft the JXB Performance center bearing support bracket upgrade. I won't be removing the bearing itself because they don't usually go bad. What goes bad is this rubber boot that's in the inside, which mine is kind of torn up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slice here, a slice here, and then I'm going to take a razor blade and cut out the trimming on the boot that's closest to the edge of the metal. And then I'll later on go back and do some trimming up of the rubber, because these rubbers that they send you for the bushing, it's two-piece, but they have that little groove. So that little groove sits inside the piece that you trim out. It actually sits inside that. So I am going to take this apart, well, cut this off, and then show you how to put this thing in. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, real quick, just one thing. If you have a table vise, I suggest you use it. It makes the process of taking it apart so much easier. So that way you don't have to fight with it twisting and everything like that. It'll just stay in place. Again, I already started a slice here. I'm going to put another one over here. So that way when I trim out around here, around the edge of the rubber, which will be down here, but I'm going to cut it up here. And then I'm going to pull it out. Let me get to it and I'll be back. All right. I cut out the piece right here, which is right here, goes in here. I cut it out. I'm trying not to touch it. It's crazy hot right now. So I just took the angle grinder, cut the two things. This side I didn't cut all the way, but I just like bent it a little bit. It came right out. So this is the rubber boot that I'm talking about. So I'm going to trim this up around here with a razor blade, right around the edges, so that way I can get this piece off, and then I can trim up the other piece and fit it on. So I'm going to take the razor blade and just trim up in the corner, and then I'll eventually take this fatter part off of the bushing. So let me get to it. I'll be right back. All right, so I took the razor blade, I went around the edge of the rubber. Now it's all loose off of it. Now, there you go. It just pops off. So now what you got to do, right here on the rubber, you see how this is all one big fat rubber piece. So what you want to do is you want to trim this off, right? Not all the way down, but you want to trim it, you know what I'm saying, and leave like a tiny little lip to it, so that way it slips into that groove, and then when you tighten it down, it fits nice and snug. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And again, this is marked. This is marked. See, it says front right here, and then you know this was the rear because it's the rear. So, and then the bushing is, you see how this side is the fatter side? So you know the fatter side is the rear. See, it's offset. So the fatter side is the rear, the thin side is the front. You'll see exactly what's going on as you start to take it apart and do what you're doing. So right now, I'm just going to take the razor blade and I'm going to trim this one off and get it nice and nice. I'll be right back. Okay. It's all trimmed up. It's all trimmed up. I trimmed it right off. And you can see what's left of it. It still has a lip to it. So that lip goes inside that groove. Just like that. And it sits in there. See? Let me show you a good view of it. Here, just like that. There we go. You see it sits inside the groove just like that. But once you tighten it down, it's going to smush into it, you know. It's going to smush right into it. So for now, it is good the way it is. I'm actually going to throw a little bit of black RTV in there, gasket maker, just to make sure it stays and it doesn't spin at all. It shouldn't at all, but I'm still going to put a little bit of black silicone in there just to give it a little bit more, you know, catch on the lip. So I'm going to put this together and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm going to show you how I put this on. Good thing about the JXB is that it comes apart in half. So it's good, you know, it comes up, it's in two pieces. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some sealant. Now this is ultra black gasket maker. I'm just putting a very thin line around it just so it helps hold it. And again, it doesn't have to be like crazy or anything. Just enough. Gasket a little bit more. Finish going all the way around. Okay. That's done. Put the cap back on your sealant so it doesn't dry out. This one don't worry about. If it dries out, you could always push that out. So now you take this again, you can see the offset. The thinner side is in the front, the thicker side is in the rear. So you just take this, you put it right on that groove. Okay, roll this upside down. And that's going to hold it, so when I put the other one on, it doesn't do that. It shouldn't have done that, but it did. Alrighty, let's try that again. No, I'm going to do it sideways. This one goes here. There we go. Now they will come together eventually, you know, once I put the shaft on, the bracket. But again, like I was trying to say, the bearing isn't what goes bad. It's usually that rubber bushing that goes bad. So JXB makes a very nice product to replace this. I personally, I really like it. Again, this is the front. So that's the front side of, this is the front side of the drive shaft. I believe this is the front. I'm almost positive that's the front. Yep, that's the front side. Just double checking. So now this one can go on here. Flip it up. Take this. This is the front side with the lettering. The lettering side goes towards the front. Slide it on. And take your Allen key. Start tightening them up. Alright, so that's that. You want to try to get them the bushings, right? And you want them totally even with the gap. Fuck you. You want them totally even with the gap. So let me take this back off real quick and get it even. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. I didn't realize I put it in that far. Shit. There we go. Take this bottom one back off real quick. Just push it in almost like a bearing for your cams or for your like your main caps, you know. You gotta make sure that the bearing is in even, so that way you don't spin a bearing. And this is similar, I guess, but it doesn't have to be perfect like a crank or main bearing. So it doesn't have to be that perfect, but you know, almost like your connecting rods, like your connecting rod bearings, you know. Now you go around, you double check everything, make sure everything is nice. So now you see it's starting to smush a little bit right here. That's fine. That means it's in place. And then once I tighten this all down, it's gonna be really nice. So let me tighten this side down first. Go a little more on this side. I'm doing it by hand for now. You know what? I should just grab the impact real quick. I'm not gonna go crazy tightening it down, but that's it. Little duggas, and that is beautiful. That's not going nowhere. Oh, that's pretty. And with the sealant there, it'll help, you know, bond it a little bit more. You didn't really need it. You really don't, but I did it anyway. And it looks great. Fits good. That's pretty. Yep. Now, if you don't want the seams lining up with this, you could put the seams top and bottom if you wanted to. I just chose to do it this way, so it is what it is. But yeah, there you go. JXB bearing upgrade, bushing upgrade, center bearing, sorry. That's it. That's all done. So now there'll be less vibration in your what it is it's for the vibration in the drive shaft. That's all that is. It stops all that vibration. Came out nice. So there you go, guys. Hope you like it. Drive safe, drive fast. Holla at your boy.